Section 35 of Greatheart. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit Librivox.org. Greatheart by Ethel M. Dell. Chapter 5. The Watcher. She sprang to meet him with a cry of delight, both hands extended. "Oh, it is good to see you again. It is good, she panted. "Why didn't you come to Parrythorpe? I did want you there." He grasped her hands very tightly. His pale eyes smiled their welcome, but it came to her afterwards. He scarcely said a word in greeting. In a second or two he set her free. "Come and see Isabel," he said. She went with him eagerly, forgetful of Sir Eustace striding in her wake. As Scott opened the door of Isabel's room, she pressed forward, and the next moment she was kneeling by Isabel's side, gathered close to her breast in a silence that was deeper than any speech. Dinah's arms clung fast about the elder woman's neck. She was conscious of a curious impulse to tears, but she conquered it, forcing herself somewhat brokenly to laugh. "Isn't it lovely to be together again?" she whispered. "You can't think what it means to me. I lay in bed last night and counted the hours and then the minutes. I was so dreadfully afraid something might happen to prevent my coming. And oh, Isabel, I had no idea your home was so beautiful." Isabel's hold slackened. "Sit on the sofa beside me, my darling," she said. "I am so glad you like Willowmount. Was Eustace in time for your train?" Dinah laughed again with more assurance. "Oh, no, I got there first. He came swooping down as if he had dropped from the clouds. We had a very quick run back, and I'm all blown to pieces." She put up impetuous hands to thrust back the disordered clusters of dark hair. "Take off your hat," said Scott. She obeyed, with shining eyes upon him. "Now, why didn't you come over to Parrythorpe? You haven't told me yet." "I was busy," he answered. "I had to get home." His eyes were shining also. She did not need to be told that he was glad to see her. He rang for tea and sat down somewhere near in his usual unobtrusive fashion. Eustace occupied the place of honor in an easy chair drawn close to the end of the sofa on which Dinah sat. He was watching her, she knew, but she could not meet his look as she met Scott's. His very nearness made her feel again the scorching of the flame. She slipped her hand into Isabel's, as though seeking refuge, and as she did so, she heard Eustace address his brother, his tone brief and peremptory, the voice of an employer. "You have finished that correspondence?" "I shall finish it in time for the post," Scott made answer. Eustace made a sound expressive of dissatisfaction. "You'll miss it as sure as a gun." Scott said nothing further, but his silence was not without a certain mastery that sent an odd little thrill of triumph through Dinah. Eustace frowned heavily and turned from him. The entrance of Biddy with the tea made a diversion, for her greeting of Dinah was full of warmth. "But sure, you're not looking like I'd like to see you, Miss Dinah," was her verdict. "It's meself that'll have to feed you up." "But I'm always thin," protested Dinah. "It's just the way I'm made." Biddy pursed her lips and shook her head. "'Tis not the sign of a contented mind," she commented. "I was never contented before I went to Switzerland," said Dinah. She turned to Isabel. "Wasn't it all lovely? It's just like a dream to me now, all glitter and romance. I'd give anything to have it over again." "I'll show you better things than winter in the Alps," said Eustace in his free, imperial fashion. Her bright eyes glanced up to his for a moment. "Do you know, I don't believe you could," she said. He laughed. "You won't say that 6 months hence. The Alps will be no more than an episode to you then." Rather an important episode, remarked Scott. Her look came to him, settled upon him like a shy bird at rest. Very, very important, she said softly. Do you remember that first day, that first night, how you helped me dress for the ball? Eustace would never have thought of dancing with me if it hadn't been for you. I seem to have a good deal to answer for, said Scott with his rather tired smile. I owe you everything, said Dinah. Stumpy has many debtors, said Isabel. Eustace uttered a brief laugh. Stumpy scores without running, he observed. He always has. Saves trouble, Miss Stumpy? Quite so, said Scott with precision. It is easy to be kind when it costs you nothing. And it pays, said Eustace. Dinah's green eyes went back to him with something of a flash. Scott would never have thought of that, she said. I am sure he wouldn't, said Eustace dryly. Her look darted about him like an angry bird seeking some vulnerable point whereat to strike. But before she could speak, Scott leaned forward and intervened. My thoughts are my own private property, if no one objects, he said whimsically. Judge me, if you must, by my actions. But I should prefer not to be judged at all. Have you told Dinah about the invitation to the Devines, Eustace? No, they haven't asked you for the wedding, surely. Dinah's thoughts were instantly diverted. Have they really? I never thought they would. Oh, that will be fun. I expect Rose is trying to pretend she isn't. She broke off, coloring vividly. What a pig I am, she said apologetically to Scott. Please forget I said that. But you didn't say it, said Scott. A near thing, commented Eustace. I had no idea Miss Devine was so smitten. Stumpy, you'll be best man. You'll have to console her. I believe the best man has to console everybody, said Scott. You are peculiarly well fitted for the task, said his brother, setting down his cup and pulling out a cigarette case. Be quick and quench your thirst, Dinah. I want to trot you round the place before dark. Dinah looked at Isabel. You'll come too? Isabel shook her head. No, dear, I can't walk much. Besides, Eustace will want you to himself. But a queer little spirit of perversity had entered into Dinah. She shook her head also. We will go round in the morning, she said, with a resolute look at her fiancé. I am going to stay with Isabel tonight. You have had quite as much of me as is good for you, now haven't you? There was an instant of silence that felt ominous before, somewhat curtly, Sir Eustace yielded the point. I won't grudge you to Isabel if she wants you. You can both of you come up to the picture gallery when you've done. There's a fine view of the river from there. He got up with the words, and Scott rose also. They went away together, and Dinah at once nestled to Isabel's side. Now we can be cozy, she said. Isabel put an arm about her. You mustn't make me monopolize you, sweetheart, she said. I think Eustace was a little disappointed. I'll be ever so nice to him presently to make up, said Dinah, but I do want you now, Isabel. What is it, dearest? Dinah's cheek rubbed softly against her shoulder. Isabel, darling, I never thought that you and Scott were going to leave this place because Eustace was marrying me. Isabel's arm pressed her closer. We're not going far away, darling. It will be better for you to be alone. I don't think so, said Dinah. We shall be alone quite long enough on our honeymoon. She trembled a little in Isabel's hold. I do wish you were coming too, she whispered. My dear, Eustace will take care of you, Isabel said. Oh, yes, I know, but he's so big. He wants such a lot, murmured Dinah in distress. I don't quite know how to manage him. He's never satisfied. If only you were coming with us, He'd have something else to think about. Oh, no, he wouldn't, dear. When you are present, he thinks of no one else. You see, Isabel spoke with something of an effort. He's in love with you. Yes, of course. I'm very silly. Dinah dabbed her eyes and began to smile. But he makes me feel all the while as if he wants to eat me. I know it's all my silliness, but I wish you weren't going to the Dower House all the same. Shall you be quite comfortable there? It is being done up, dear. You must come round with us and see it. We shall move in directly the wedding is over. And then this place is to be done up too, made ready for you. I believe you are to choose the wallpapers and hangings while you are here. You will enjoy that. If you will help me, said Dinah. Of course I will help you, dear child. I will always help you with anything, so long as it is in my power. Very tenderly, Isabel reassured her, till presently the scared feeling subsided. They went up later to the picture gallery and joined Eustace, whom they found smoking there. His mood also had changed by that time, and he introduced his ancestors to Dinah with complete good humor. Isabel remained with them, but she talked very little in her brother's presence, and when, after a time, Dinah turned to her, she was startled by the deadly weariness of her face. "Oh, I am tiring you," she exclaimed with swift compunction. But Isabel assured her with a smile that this was not so. She was a little tired, but that was nothing new. "But you generally rest before dinner," said Dinah, full of self-reproach. "Eustace, ought she not to rest?" Eustace glanced at his sister half reluctantly, and a shade of concern crossed his face also. "Are you feeling faint?" he asked her. "Do you want anything?" No, of course not." She averted her face sharply from his look. "Go on talking to Dinah. I am all right." She moved to a deep window embrasure and sat down on the cushioned seat. The spring dusk was falling. She gazed forth into it with that look of perpetual searching that Dinah had grown to know in the earliest days of their acquaintance. She was watching, she was waiting. For what? She longed to draw near and comfort her, but the presence of Eustace made that impossible. She did not know how to dismiss him. And then, to her relief, the door opened, and Scott came quietly in upon them. He seemed to take in the situation at a glance, for after a few words with them, he passed on to Isabel, sitting aloof and silent in the twilight. She greeted him with a smile, and Dinah's anxiety lifted somewhat. She turned to Eustace. "Show me your den now," she said. "I can see the rest of the house tomorrow." And with a feeling that she was doing Isabel a service, she went away with him alone. End of section 35.